condition. The truth of when you pass, the truth about when you pass is all based on this one thing, and that is my soul condition determines everything that will happen the moment of my passing. And it includes how you pass, actually. Your soul condition also controls that as well. It controls how you pass, when you pass, what happens when you're passing, and then what happens after you've passed. So it's everything, really, your soul condition. But you throughout your life have had many experiences, right? You've had many friends, haven't you? Some of which have come and some have gone, and some you've had new ones come along, and once you met me, you didn't have many new ones come. No, that's not true. You had a lot more new ones come along then, didn't you? A lot of different ones. And all of those things add to the experiences of your soul, don't they? Does that make sense? So you even have experiences that we could add in here, couldn't you? That is now in your soul. Now, obviously, the experiences that we have are very different depending on how long we live, where we live, and what kind of background and upbringing we've had, and all those kind of things all have a huge influence on our experiences, don't they? And they also, therefore, have a huge influence on our soul condition. Right? So the sum total of all of these things adding together creates the soul condition, and the soul condition generates our own death and what happens after we pass. Right? And when I say generates our own death, I mean that literally. It's our own soul condition that causes our own body to degenerate over a period of time that creates its own death, assuming that we don't have an accident. But if we have an accident, it's our soul condition that attracts those accidents. Everything to do with our soul condition attracts our life, including the process of our passing, if we could call it that. So rather than calling it what happens when you die, we're really referring there, aren't we, to the physical body dying. And that's not you dying. That's just the physical body going into a separated state. So let's go through, what we're going to do is just go through some of the things that happen to you physically when you die, and then what happens to you in terms of how your life, what is created in your life. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it does. Yeah, you can just leave them running actually during the breaks. We just trim it out anyway. Okay, so is there any questions up to now? There's lots of questions, guys. Raya. You got the mic there with you?
When we were in the car coming down here today, Alan said she wanted to know what happened to Lawrence of Arabia when he passed. We both read the book Post-Mortem Journal.
Yep.
And he was a warrior, and he killed a whole lot of people and did a whole lot of really nasty things. And that book is all about all these very uplifting things that happened to him when he got to the other side. So we were discussing that and have a lot of questions about it.
Yep. Well, the truth is, you mustn't have read the first bit of his book. Yeah, because he can't remember it either. In the first bit of his book, he actually describes the first period of his time in the spirit world that he can't even remember. He was in such a bad condition. Yeah. And he only describes from the time he can remember onwards. Right? And the truth is that he was obviously still shutting down a lot of his memories, even when he channeled the material. Does that make sense? Yep. So if you read the start of the book, you'll notice that I think he says a period of 7 years he was just in a stupor, like a pain stupor. He described it as that he has no desire to ever recollect, and that's why he doesn't tell you about it. Yeah. So any other questions? There is more.